Here we go in a minute.
Oh,
Here we are. Yay!
Wow. It's my hair, okay? Yeah.
Well, it's not. You've not been doing your fire ceremony today.
Of course I did. In the morning and the evening. It's just before we started live.
Oh, okay.
It's about 10 past. How say it? 40 minutes past 3 o'clock at your time. And so I just did it. Yeah. Okay. But I didn't put it in my hair because it was not needed anymore.
Okay.
So we got Bobby.
Oh, Bobby's on.
Yeah.
Right. So we're on live then.
So we are.
We're on live. Socks are off. I had to get my oh no. We're having trouble going onto Facebook. Okay, that's on I'll just remove that from that was for that a minute.
Are you talking light language now?
Aye.
Are you talking light language now?
Yeah.
A
minute. No. Here we are. Yay! Oh gosh. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna. Yeah. Okay. Let's just sort of see. Let me just have a little. Great start. Great.
For the first one of this year.
Mean to go as we go on. No, mean to. Oh God, I'm really. I don't know what's happening with me.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so we are faffing at the moment, but we are going live, and I'm just going to check the Facebook business. We're definitely on YouTube, which is good. So we've got Bobby in the house. Hi, Bobby. Yeah. Well, why isn't this strange? Sometimes it takes a little while for it to go on live, doesn't it? But that's really strange that it's. Oh, it's going onto my Facebook page, but not onto the group page.
Okay, so let's have a look at that.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. So I'm going to share this out to you. So bear with us, everybody. Go and get your cups of tea and a slice of cake. And then get your socks off. And then we'll see what is occurring. There you go. I sent it over to you, Robert, and then I'm going to share it out, guys. Share out the love. If you so I'm going to just make sure that that's actually the privacy is onto public. Right, I've put it onto public now. So if anybody wants to share it on Facebook, if you really want to do that, then feel free to do that. Fabulous. Oh, Warren's in the house. Warren always shares all my bits and pieces. He's really lovely. He's got I feel his energy. It's really lovely energy. Julie also, Donna, afternoon, Inga, Julie, Krista, and Bobby are all on so far. Oh, and Bonnie Bird's in as well, which is great. And then on Facebook we have Krista. Oh, here we go. Yes, repeat all the things. So you've got Krista, Julie, Inga. Oh, I pronounced it better earlier, Vingreness, but I actually pronounced it when I did a live on Facebook under my tree, and he said I actually spoke his word, his name. You know what I'm like for pronunciations. Bonnie and Anne-Marie and Lynn Millington. Hello, Lynn. Years ago, and Trisha. So we got loads of people sort of joining us, which is great, and then we can then sort of get into what we're actually going to be talking about rather than just faff.
Yeah, but first I have to organize it. Did we have a love donation on already?
Yeah, there's a link on the top of all the details. So there's a love donation if you feel that you want to do any energy exchanges. So that is available to you if you want that. That's on the link on both of those.
I don't see it at StreamYard.
No, it's not on StreamYard, but it is on the Facebook and the YouTube.
Super.
Yeah. Cool. So
all administration done. So we can start. The kickoff of the new year.
Yeah. Oh, Pipe and Slipper's in. The pipe is present.
Island. The pipe is
Um,
present.
Pipes in the house. And we've got Dana from the USA. And
Sure.
Bobby's actually saying that she's been finding there's a lot of pressure in her brain today.
Okay.
And Patty's on as well. So yeah, so we've got everybody in.
Great. Hello, everybody.
Yes, hello everybody. Say hello. That's being polite, isn't it? Okay, right. What are we doing today then?
Well, I don't have a clue as usual, and but I tried to make some structure. So the reason why we do this question and answer, what we call it question and answer, is because we like to have questions so that we can answer. And the one of the reasons why we are doing this is because we are on Starseed U and we have a lot of courses. Of course, we like to promote those courses. There are some free ones. I heard something about the nice feedback you got from a little fan.
Oh yeah, yes. Can I speak about that one first? It was just so adorable.
Because that's so beautiful. Let's start.
Okay, so I had this message from one of the people that I know, a beautiful lady with her son, and I've got a little Mindful Panda free breathwork course on Starseed U. And this, so I'm not going to say who it is, but there's this really adorable little message. Here we go. Right.
We just done one of your three of your videos.
We've been bumblebee breathing.
Yes.
We thought you looked a bit like
a bee.
See you soon. Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you.
Lots of love.
Lots of love. Bye.
That was beautiful.
Gosh, that was just so lovely. I had that. I received that just before we came on live, and I really wanted to share that with everybody because, there are a lot of. There's so much information out there that so many people are coming together and wanting to share all of their information. It's coming from a real sort of heart place, and it's yes, there is an energy exchange in it. I mean, that Bumblebee Brung is a little free course, but it's the exchange of information that we're bringing forward for people. So everything that we do is from the heart because we want you to experience and to sort of evolve in the way that we've been evolving. So everything that we do is always from our heart. It's always with that place of intention. And so, if you have any grandchildren, children, have a check out on Starseed U because that little free bumblebee breath and breath work for children, especially these days with, everything that's going on with the lockdown, having sort of like a little tool as a parent that you can use for your child to help soothe their emotions will enable them to really start connecting to who they are and enable them to sort of like go in and, start clearing. So a little bumblebee breath, box breath and things like that is going to be really beneficial.
And it's even so good that they start calling you and telling you that.
I know.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And it's also a nice bridge because the emotional part for the children is also covered in the cry therapy, which you have on Starseed U. And the course I'm making with the Merkaba cleaning, the system, the clearing system of all the meridians, everything, and they're working together.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why we have this question and answer, because we have lots of fun. Things like socks off and things like that, and of course the space fairies will join us soon, or if they're not already there. So that's the whole idea of this. But somehow people don't ask many questions.
Yeah, we want some questions.
So we saw one question of Bobby.
Yes.
It was not a question; it was more a remark. A lot of pressure in my brain today.
Oh yes.
It's not a question; it's a remark. So. Yeah. So what we want you to do is ask some questions so we can respond to that, and we can, in duo, can give our energy towards that. Yes. So that's the whole idea of the question and answer. And of course, we make a lot of fun and just have no structure at all.
Well, we said, wasn't there, that you're getting your feedback again, weren't you? So I always say that every time, don't I? So, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, so all planned. Yeah, so that's throwing me. It does, it throws me. So, yeah, da sisi na mai ko do ba ki ona mokra. Da si ti dera ki am do ba ki na mo ki do ba ki do ba sho no ki do sho. So we're just actually answering a bit with this pressure in the mind. Dera ki chana bi ki na mo ki do ba ki na ma ki do ba sho no ko te de shan ta te ki do ba ki na mo ko ta ran to do ba ki on to bo kra wa shan ni dere si. This is actually going to be some codes that we can actually bring in for everybody actually that they're saying. So this has helped with the opening up of that crown chakra.
Okay.
So I think we're going to start actually. I think they want me to get up. Yeah. So everybody, if you want to connect, and then we can sort of like move and then talk about emotions and things like that as well after, Robert.
Okay, perfect.
There's you know my go my wish. That the cue no more rasha. Make it go all funny. Wait a minute. It's all making me laugh.
No, it's okay. It's only Nicola who's thinking that.
So just can you imagine me walking through supermarket? Hang on a minute. I'm getting a download. No, see one more. Oh, this has got quite joyful energy actually. Okay, so tap into my energy. So the intention setting is to let go of anything that no longer serves and to bring any upgrades in for you. Yeah. So use that breath. And then if you feel that you need to shake it out of the physical body, allow please. That's I'm getting that back echo, Robert.
Yeah, it's all the time. We'll do some work on that.
You need to clear the energy of your computer.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, got some codes. Have you got anything coming in?
Not yet. I'm just waiting for you now.
Da. Do. Lord, I'm getting my wish. Da. Da. We are okay, Bush. Just a minute. Da. Okay, they want people to make sure that they're starting to allow the like this going on.
Okay.
The eye twitches. So please allow. Da. Where am I? So that's it.
Oh, lovely, yeah. So everybody start doing this in the computer screen.
Yeah. Yeah, because apparently it's because of so it's the adjustment of the energetic field and the physical body interacting and recalibrating.
Yeah, and for the crown chakra, there's something. It's like
Oh, we're not going to mow you. Or that I've got some codes coming in for that. I don't know that there was something for me there as well. Oh yeah. No, that was for me. It's nothing for anybody out there. That was mine. So I'll take what I will from that. Well, so what we're going to talk about? Yes. So I hope that's actually. Let us know, whether that's actually helped your brain pressure today. Whether that adjustment is going to be helping you. And the one thing that I do want to actually talk about was something that I am so passionate about, which my guys are really sort of onto this at the moment, is about the January 2021 chakra cleansing course that I've got started you. And I must say, I've had so many amazing pieces of feedback from that course. And what is Len's been having flickeries and things like that as well. And Warren, sorry, he's all my thoughts are cleared. Had a blank moment. He came offline. He went offline. Warren went offline. So all of these codes, I just wanted to talk about that really and what was happening with that. So every month, what they want me to do is to work through the chakras, and they're going to sort of talk to me about that every single month. But it is linked with the planetary energy. I think we sort of spoke about this the other day, but it's to do with the link of the energies of the universe and the template adjustment within the field. So what they're saying is that when somebody's drawn to do those codings, it will have that sort of benefit that is linked up planetary with the codings that come as that collective clearing.
Yeah.
So the collective clearing is happening in the chakras. So it's almost like a common denominator throughout everybody's energetic field. Now, everybody will have an individual need of a tweak, potentially, if they wanted to do that. But with these particular codes, they're linked very much in with a collective common denominator to do with the chakras. So the balancing of those chakras with the collective energy, with the crystalline grid of the earth, and the alignment with the planetary systems in that time span. Now, you can actually use those codes as many times as you want through that time, and you've literally just done them yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I just woke up from them. There were what jumped out for me was that you become more adult in this whole coding. It's more like it's one system. It's more like the energy is more powerful. It's more focused. It's more like a whole package. And in that package, exactly as you explained, there are those different levels. But also in the different chakra areas, it's not like just one chakra, it's areas you put attention to. And then you can really feel something like, I had like, how do you call it? The ballerinas got such tutu, the skirt.
Yeah.
For me, it was standing up. Sorry?
Say that again.
But normally it's hanging down, but for me it was standing out like an energy skirt, and it was with the solar plexus. And I feel when you started doing that, and I immediately felt like ding, it was on, and it was a real wide field. And so there's much happening in there. So for everybody, there's something in there, and you activated a lot of the comments here now, because a lot of people.
So old Pipe and Slippers, he said they affected Len really sort of a lot. So they were colossal, and also Paula also said that they were wonderful.
They progress every time. Every month they're getting better.
Yeah, they are. They are sort of adjusting as I'm going, and getting used to how they want to work with me. And she actually thinks it contributes to her activating her written light language.
Okay,
that's amazing, Paula.
I think it works on every light language part. So written, spoken, hand language. Because I was doing them together with my energetically married woman, Patricia, and she was sitting next to me, and I said, "Shall I record this?" Because she was sitting like,
"Oh, was she?"
Yeah. So it's affecting her hand movements really, and her also her eye blinking a lot, and so I'm sure it's tapping into a lot of things. But the energies are more powerful, because there were some people I was working with this week. And they started also first session, speaking or singing light language. So people are more open in the field at the moment. So these codes are really helping. So if somebody didn't tap into them yet, it's a real really good tip. It's very cheap information to get, and you can do it multiple times. And every time you will get more information.
Yeah. So that download is actually at $11.11. So it's basically just around about £8-9 English pounds. I don't know what that is in euros, but it's for
something like that.
Yeah, it's really worth. I wanted to keep the prices low so it's accessible for everybody, because not everybody would be able to sort of afford to have like a one-to-one. But having that sort of monthly chakra, it just sort of gets that real clearing, using those codes, and and if you think of it, you're just literally going to be using it. Maybe, I don't know, even if you used it just the once, £9 for an hour's worth of healing. It's
1.5 hours.
Well, and yeah. I mean, it was
1.5 hours.
Was it 1.5 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, the price is up then. No, but and then there'll be some more coming out in February. So throughout the year, I'll just they literally they tap in and they go, Nicola, we're ready, and then I'll just like, and then
you mentioned you forget to mention that in these January codes, there are some codes which can be used all over the year. So these January codes are even more important than the rest, because you can use them the whole year long. You forget that probably, but somehow.
Yeah, I mean, and so what I've done is that I've taken off November. I took off November's when January came in. December's is still available, but then the January's in. When the January's in, then I'll take the December's off. So I have 2 months worth up. So the December's still on there. But that, there's still codes that will still be relevant, but it's just sort of, so if you haven't experienced that, I've had, especially this January one, has had a profound amount of difference with people. So, I would absolutely recommend, and my guys are absolutely on this, is that if you want to open up a little bit more, please tap into that availability, because it will just sort of help
it took me hours to integrate it all. You already integrated it. I didn't do that yet. No, it's massive. But what I understand a bit is that that there is some energies which can help people to open up their light language, and that's one of the purposes for me what I want, because I'm convinced that everybody has light language capabilities. So what I would like to do is to open that up a little bit.
Oh, should we see? We'll just tap in and see whether we can get some codes in to place that intention to activate people with their light language, because I know that some people up here are actually sort of saying about all of that sort of thing. And Donna was actually saying that she's still integrating from doing the thing, and her light language comes through when she's doing her yoga as well. So I'm also actually been told by my guys that I'm working on at the moment another course which is to do with light language and how to actually use it a little bit more. So that will come through a little bit later for everybody that's starting to come online with light language. And also I'm working with another lady called Rosa, and she's going to be doing a course, Rosa Maria, she's going to be doing a course which is all about the writings of light language. So that will sort of help clarify that side of things, with the speech and the body movement is also the writing. So there'll be two new courses coming up in the so probably sort of 3-4 months time.
I hope that I don't spoil your courses now. That's what's coming now. Just some general information for the collective on getting your light language more open and activates, like I started singing.
Is that the first time?
That's not the first time. It started coming up more and more. I'm not sure.
Wait, you're going to be singing along with me. We'll be doing duets, Robert. So they just said to me, it's a coherent connection between the heart and the voice, the heart and this. So if we're activating this with those codes that were going in, and they were being really directed into the sort of the chest, the upper heart. So everybody absolutely can speak light language. It is the evolution that I've spoken about many times before, the evolution of the communication. It's the soul language moving into telepathy. Okay, so everybody can do it. It's just whether you at soul level, higher self level, want to switch it on or not. Absolutely. It will come only when it's ready at a soul level understanding. Now the ego can sit there and go, I want it. But actually it's only when you're actually that coherence is actually connecting with that flow of that expression, that Okay, so we're going to bring some codes in to actually assist in this, and they said that you don't have to stand. Okay, so I've got some codes in with the intention to access codes. So we're accessing codes for those that are ready to receive them, to activate the. Okay, I'm just going to go really deep here. Just a second. All these are going to be powerful codes. Wait a minute. Woo! Guys, I might have to stand actually. They say not, but they. Wait a minute. Oh, it's intense in my finger. Okay, da. So just breathe out, please. So just let it go, let it go. It's the acceptance, please, acceptance. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, yeah, going with another coding. Wait a minute. Yeah. 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 Just do a few adjustments here. Second. Like a surfboard. Yeah. Oh, that's really. Do you feel that? Because I just feel a little bit floaty now. Wait a minute. Don't know why. God, I feel a little bit sick.
That's doing something in the cellular cortex in the brain. It's just something with the remembrance part.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Bring that through. I just got to adjust something. Somebody's feeling a bit sicky. Look at the bash. Anxiety is being brought forward for somebody out there. I'm just connected to something. Is it better? Okay. Muscle feel a bit shaky. Is anybody out there feeling a bit shaky? Like that? Like, do you know, like when you start shaking? I can feel that. Wait a minute, I'm just going to connect. There's something that's going on out there somewhere. Need a bit soothing. A minute.
Patty is shaky. Patty's phone is shaky.
Is she?
Yeah, Patty says, yes, I'm really shaky.
Okay, I'm just going to adjust your field. I can just feel that coming through. Okay, these codes are for you then, Betty. Is it Betty?
Patty.
Betty.
P.
Oh, Patty.
Yeah.
Patty. Thank you. That I know. Yeah, they're sorting you out, Patty. Just a minute. I'm just coming in with some codes. So it may sort of soothe others as well. So just take these codes as you will. But this is particularly for Patty. Kamande tu shantayam Gyantwe shuntorayam Syantayang kyambayesi Syantayenaram Syuntorandayang yadu
Can I join?
Siam Gitano Baiwan Taiwan my way Sienaran Urasi Siam Taimayang Kunara Siam.
Okay, so I join now also.
Well, that's very good, Robert, for that. Oh, Let's know, Patty, how that goes for you. I'm not feeling shaky anymore. So, well, I'm just going to unpack that because I think it's going to be important for other people to hear. Is that what happens with light languages is that there's so many times in lifetimes that there's been an oppression and issues with it because of past life issues regarding, things that might have happened as a result of bringing that forward. And it's important for us to be aware that sometimes this subconscious level of understanding about it is blocked because of those experiences, and so we need to sort of go into that deep information within that, held within your system, see whether there are those blocks that stop that coming forward. But through meditation, you might be able to sort of tap into that, but then also you might want to sort of seek others for that. So a headache has gone and feel much better, as Julie says. Piper Slippers is actually stopped yawning. I'm sorry if it's a boring show for you today.
That's boring because it's integrating.
I know, I'm just joking.
He doesn't. Some other people don't, though.
Yeah, yeah. No, yawning absolutely is it's. Right, this is really good. So yeah, so that's really good then. So Patty, so actually about that. Thank you. Fabulous. Yeah, just go shake it off physically. That's wonderful, Patty. So I'm glad that's affected, because sometimes it will affect different people in different ways with the codes, and so sometimes if you might have to sort of go in and just sort of adjust. So with those codes and sort of like the January's codes, is that if you find that there is something that sort of is being brought forward, go in with the code again. So go in with the first recording and then do it again until that settles. So there's layers within the codes. So that sort of like helps with the adjustments of any energy that needs to come in.
Some people heard two voices from you.
Oh. Now there are layers within the light language which I bring forward, and sometimes it sort of it has that sense of layering, is that you might have a coding on top of a coding that is, because I'm channeling through a multi-dimensional aspect, it might come in from one source and another source, and then there might be other codes within it that create a sound. So it's almost like sort of violin and cello, and so it's like all of it coming together, but it sort of comes through the voice. So, but that takes time and practice with light language.
Yeah, so there are many questions about different levels of light languages. Most of the problems people will occur, in my opinion, in my world, is that their mind wants to know where it comes from, what it means, all those earthly things. Try to forget it. That's my advice. And I have some light language to help you forget that or make it less important. Dus kai nyakos nyopa ya mooi nyakatai nunkum sin kotayo omshnaya mo fighting ya kuchti tachu kokoni mayai oshnaya oi shai oi ya kushikani yamo wai nya hakusha nyo atai.
Oh, I like that. That was like an Alka-Seltzer. Do you know Alka-Seltzers? Settling. That was really settling. Alka-Seltzer. Yeah, it's like plonk, and it just settled. Settled that energy within people. That was really lovely, Robert. Thank you. Okay, So as regards to light language, if you're starting to feel that that's coming through, it's like Robert said, really surrender to the process. When you block it with, or when's it going to come, that you create a sort of sense of friction, and the attraction of that event to come through in a manifest format, you just keep putting the brakes on it. So just let things flow. I think we're so sort of used to it. Oh, so when's that going to happen? Oh, when's this going? And that's old paradigm now, guys. We need to move on and say, okay, whatever it is for my highest good, highest timeline, bring it.
Yeah.
With that sense of sort of that mindset, it allows what needs to come in for your highest good when it needs to come in. Not because that you're asking for it and wants and needs. It's coming from what does the soul self, what is the soul wanting, not from an ego.
Yeah, beautifully said.
Thank you.
Can I call in a message if someone asks for one in my life? Did you see that question of Dana?
Yeah. Can I call in a message if someone asks for one in my life? Not sure what you mean.
My English, but I'm not sure as well.
Yeah. Maybe. So call in a message. Maybe that's calling a message from us. Could you
amplify the question?
Yeah. Sort of say in a little bit more detail, and we'll have a little look at that for you, Dana. Right. Okay. So looking at then from that particular course, which I totally recommend, there is a link in the on the description of these on the StreamYard, so you can click onto those if you want to. But the other thing that we wanted to sort of look at was the emotional side of the journey, which is the course that I've got, which is cryotherapy. And we're working on that together within our own modules, aren't we?
Yes.
So you're working on yours at the moment. What is yours that you're actually doing? What is it actually that you're going to be bringing forward on that course?
Okay, I will give an example, and after a little explanation. There came through as activations. First was the heart activation, then the solar plexus, then the hara, and later on the third eye environment activation. And I first was planned to make 4 courses of that, but then I didn't feel right. So last weekend I wrapped them up in 1 course, but I still have to make some text around it so that the people, the frequencies are right and they're doing their purpose and their work. But people like to understand what I'm doing because I make the funny sounds always. So this is like the wolves. This is like the bees. This is like even mosquitoes are coming in, and it's really powerful. It's but for last time I did some wolves, and you were like, "Oh, Robert's doing wolves," but that's connected to the solar plexus and the hara area, and everything is always combined with the space fairies because they're how do you say it? They're directing it like the orchestra, and so it's like a cleaning drill, which is cleaning the Merkaba system. If people don't know, the Merkaba is like our spaceship, and we used to travel in that, and we are going to travel again in it. So the bridge with the cryotherapy is that if I'm cleaning the like the old rust and dust from the system, and you're cleaning the emotional rust and dust in the system. So together, those two bring a cleansed and cleaned Merkaba system, and helps people doing their light language better, or even bring other telepathic capabilities back again in the front. So let me do a little example of the heart activation. People can, if they connect to my energy and maybe put their hand on their heart, it can help. And it's like, it's very short, but just to get the feeling, to get addicted to it.
But it comes in really sort of very intense, but then you allow that to integrate and to release. That's the linear time of it. The actual impact is like this, but the intensity goes in, and then it sort of vibrates throughout. The sound of it goes actually,
It's like a wave on the sea. It goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yes. So when we were sort of given from our guides when we had this conversation, didn't we, Robert, is that the cryotherapy itself is about how to physically use phases to enable you to let go of your emotions from a mindset, practical human perspective, but using them in conjunction with the codes that are going to be coming in from Robert. So the monthly coding, which I've said about the monthly codings, can be the general collective, but the codes that Robert are going to bring through are to be used in conjunction with the cryotherapy, because what happens is that if you're invoking an emotional state to come forward, then it allows you to use it like almost like getting in there and giving it a good old boost and like a tool to assist you through the process of releasing the energetic emotions blocked within the physical body and the energetic bodies. So in conjunction, both of them work hand in hand. So if you sort of like went through the cryotherapy and understood the practice, which is seeing it, feeling it and releasing it, at the releasing stage when the emotions are brought forward, then you go in with the codes that Robert has got to activate and to clear the chakras, to enable the release to be quickened and a quickening process. So what we're actually basically doing is we're setting up tools for the ascension process for you to access. So in the past, in the old paradigm of the old sort of 3D reality, you would have to work things through, you have to talk about it and all that. What we're doing in the evolution of as we're ascending through the process is we're starting to access tools to assist us with releasing our emotional states. So the practice of the cryotherapy, the energetic emotional release system, accompanied by the codes that Robert are going to bring in, will assist you with working through and bringing forward, once you brought forward the subconscious energy of the emotions because of an experience, then you go in and you work with those codes that Robert's bringing through to enable you to cleanse and clear it. It's almost like rather than just sweeping the floor up with an old duster, you've got Robert's bringing you a brand new vacuum cleaner. So it's assisting you to quicken the process. It's not cheating. It's just accessing higher levels of consciousness to assist you. It's it's like it's the evolution. So watch out for those codes. My cryotherapy is already on Starseed You, so check that out. You've seen me cry quite a lot, but that's the whole nature of the thing, and it goes through the phases. So once you see how I practice it, it's a little bit of quantum information in there, and then it then goes into sort of how to actually do it, the sort of breaking it right down. And at that point, so when is yours going to be ready?
I hope in 2 weeks maximum. So that's the goal. Because last weekend I really realized that it was one course, and now so I have different things, but it has to be needed up. It has to be changed with.
Okay. Yeah.
So it will take me 1 week and a little bit extra.
Mm-hmm.
To be sure, not to say that. So
Yeah. So
that
that'll
will
be
be
available pretty
at
soon.
least in January. At least in January.
Yeah. Yeah. And so in the meantime, if you did feel that that's a modality that you want to have a look at for clearing your emotions, then you can then go through the practice, and then when the codes are available, then you can then go, oh, okay, so we're going to go and we'll let you know when those codes are in and on Starseed to enable you to then tap into that. But the practice, once you got the hang of the practice of how to energetically release your emotions, it enables you then to really sort of go into clearing them, and you quicken the process. So if something comes up for me, I just use those use the practice, and it just sort of comes and goes so quickly, rather than it hanging around for days on end and feeling really depressed. So it's about sort of bringing these tools that we use that will be able to help you as well. So that would be really beneficial for you. Let's have a little look on some of the Paul has actually signed up for the cryotherapy. So that's really good, Paula. Thank you. So let us know how. So the accompaniment of that for Robert's codes will help and assist you in the practice. So thank you for sharing that. That's really good. There was some things on here which was from Dana as well.
Yeah, Dana, I've had friends. She explained her question.
Yeah. Oh yes. Right. Let's go back to that.
And then the next one.
Yeah.
That's more your department, I think, because I never ask questions in such a direction. Information for me comes always through my physical body, and when I'm guided, I'm just doing things like clear doing.
So is these? I'm assuming these are people that have passed.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. I don't tend to be honest with you, Donna, I don't tend to listen. I did actually do a live the other day with Nigel Gaff.
Yeah.
He's really amazing. So if there's anybody that I would suggest is to check out let me write that down so I can send you his details. But I think it's nigelgaff.com. But I would recommend Nigel. He's really lovely. He does online connection. So if you want to connect to spirit, I did have a checkout of the live stream that I did. I think it was only a couple of days ago actually. What I did with
2 days ago,
Tuesday, yeah, something like that. So check out that live stream that I did, Dana, and connect with Nigel, because he's a little bit more involved with the spiritual realm. I'm sort of tend to be
more like a specialist on that field.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So
for
what else?
they're asking, okay,
yeah.
For living persons, it's still. I don't ask questions too much, and because everything will come which is needed at the right moment, at the right time, and everything is always right. So, and if mostly what what's hindering me in that is that because my ego likes to play in that field. So if I'm starting asking questions, my ego comes in and says, "Oh, but now we can manipulate things," and then there's already another energy. And
it's the allowance, isn't it? Really, of whatever's meant to be is meant to be, and sort of like coming from the wanting to know. So it's about patience as well, isn't it? It's which is quite, it can be a tricky sort of journey sometimes in this. Okay, so is light language the commonly used language for the whole collective of people, souls, journey, beings? So it's just a term, light language. It's just a description. So everything is energy. So everything's in the quantum field. Everything is as it should be, and there is a polarity of experience with the vibration. So everything communicates, everything interacts in the quantum field. And so if you've got souls, beings throughout all time and space, we're all collectively the same because we're all coming from source.
Yeah.
So there is everything can interact with everything regardless of the frequency. Depends upon the attraction of the frequency. So if you've got a vibration of a soul, so like Robert and myself, we're sort of connected because our resonance is sort of coming at the same sort of frequency bandwidth. So if you're raising your vibration and you're starting to connect with the galactics, it means that your vibrations and raising, and you start then attracting in those synchronicities to enable you to start connecting to everything that you are, actually your multidimensional aspects.
Yeah.
And so the languages are from those frequencies, the dialects of those beings that hold a certain frequency. So the dialects that come through are basically sort of relevant to the individual frequency of the beings that are, you know, so like if you've got French or Dutchland, if you've got those the dialects that linear format come through because there is a linear word for a cup of tea or whatever it may be. But with light language, it is a universal language. So it can be interpreted at a soul level across all time and space. But as a human aspect, it needs to be sort of practiced and remembered and interpreted.
I think there are as many dialects in the languages as there are beings or planets systems, because planets have dialects.
Everything does.
Everything. So, and if I look at myself, there's an endless number of dialects I can mix and speak, and they're coming up every day for new. So there's no end to it. That's also the mind part, that we want to know which dialect, or is it galactic or angelic, or for me it's not interesting, because if I start thinking about it, I stop myself on doing it. And I like to do it because when I do it, the frequencies are right and everything is spot on. And so I invite people, just be open and let it come, and trust it wherever it comes from. You can feel if it's all right, if it's the right, if it's from the highest source and it's from the higher self.
Absolutely. It's just allowing that flow of that energy and the activation to happen when it's happening. And you know, sometimes synchronicities will bring you to interact with somebody that gives you a code to activate your light language, because you've been intuitively led to this particular live stream. If we have brought these codes in, it's because you were meant to have listened to those codes. So the synchronicities are always going to be brought in, that you're drawn to be watching something, but only if you actually listen to your intuition. If you sort of block it and say, well, no, because that's where your mind comes in. No, I've got to go and do this, I'll do that later, and never actually get round to watching the live stream that might activate your light language. But then if you miss out on that, doesn't mean that you're never going to. It just means that they will present you again with the opportunity for the activation, and if that doesn't synchronize, they will give you another choice. This is why they keep sort of giving us so if you look at the adverse sort of thing that we don't like doing, is our inner work, is that if something isn't cleared within us, they keep presenting it forward. Are you going to clear that? Cryotherapy would be, I'm going to clear it because I can see it and I don't want it any longer, so I'm going to let it go. Or you can just have it presented and go like, oh, I'm always feeling really rubbish. But if you're tackling it and you're dealing with it, it keeps representing, and as you go, it clears and clears and clears. Same thing with everything. If you're evolving, it will present itself. Do you want to activate your light language? Is it coming in? Yes, it is. Let's bring the synchronicities in. They'll show you the synchronicities. And again, are you going to take the opportunity to actually tap in, turn on, and connect with that energy of those codes? So I invite you to go back onto this live stream and come in and revisit the codes and that section where Robert was giving some codes, and I came with a few little codes after, to see whether those codes can be listened to, placing your intention to receive And then there might be that synchronistic switch turned on to activate within you. But then have the patience when it does come, allow it to grow, because that is a journey in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful said. And I indeed go back to this recording, and I want to react to Bonnie Kirk. She said, because I can feel a solar plexus.
Honestly, thank you. Hey, more. Just sort of so if you feel Bonnie, or anybody that feels anything, if you just sort of like go in and just feel that sort of moving out, so you can use your hands and sort of almost sort of feel that you're pushing the energy away. Make sure that you're sending it up into up to the universe. Don't let it hang around in your space, but just up and just send it away. That's in the that was lovely. Let us know, Bonnie, whether that sort of has assisted you. It might, they're saying actually it might take a couple of days, but for that to integrate. Sometimes these codes do take a little bit of time. Sometimes they're instant, sometimes it takes a little bit of time for it all to be integrated. So hopefully that will help you, Bonnie, with your solar plexus. But if you're feeling something in the physical body, it's coming forward, it's coming from the conscious into the conscious. Yeah, so it's bringing it from what's already there inside, and you're just having a good old rummage through, and then you're saying, I can see it now, there it is. That's when you then release it, or you take it.
Bonnie reacts that it worked, so it still will work a couple of days in your system, Bonnie.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's fabulous. That's really good. See, that's crazy.
I saw her question, and I could feel it. So then I know it's just.
It has an empathic response. So this is why being an empath is amazing. It's a gift, because you know, like with Patty, I felt like that sickness, and you just felt that in the tummy. When you feel something in somebody, it's not necessarily that I feel sick. It's that I'm picking up someone somewhere feels sick. It's not mine. As you say, thank you for showing me, but then you can have that back. Thank you very much, but we clear it. And that's how you can actually use that if you're an energy healer, to enable you to actually use your empathic response to put it in, but then release it. So that's amazing, isn't it?
And what's also good is that I know when it's gone.
Yeah.
So when the feeling is gone, I know it.
And it's again trusting it.
Yeah.
I just find it absolutely astounding. Just like, can I just say?
Yeah, of course.
Astounding, just like my app I've got on my phone that I can do my thumbnails on. That's astounding. I was up for hours that night. I've been going for so on my YouTube. I was like, thumbnail. Any spare minute, I'm not doing another thumbnail. So yes, so it is astounding, just like my app. Varying degrees, obviously, but Nikki's felt something shift since she's lost her cat. Bless on the 6th. I felt a grief that I hadn't felt before. Today I feel so calm. So you felt that release of that. Oh, bless. Yeah, it is. There is some. You know, there is that sort of detachment from an energy that is around you when we have that sort of sense of loss, which it does sort of affect the energy field. It does, absolutely.
2 stripes above Nikki Summer. Can light language help rewire the nervous system after getting off of medication? I believe so. Yes. But you still have to be patient, because I don't know what medication was there and how long it was. But light language is a healing tool. So speaking light language or getting light language in any way you do it is healing yourself and the persons who are receiving the information. So definitely it will help, but how depending on how much medications and how long.
And what medication, and absolutely, it is that, isn't it? And it's we're not saying come off all your medications and listen to light language, but it is a case of that, that things are starting to shift and move when you intuitively feel that you need to, sort of look to sort of different types of ways of dealing with mental health, with physical, body issues, because after all, it is all energy. All energy, regardless of, everything's energy. So if we can energetically go in, as well as sort of assisting with the mindset, the nutrition, and everything else that sort of, with everything else that goes with it. It's not just light language that would cure someone. It's to use it with everything.
It's the combination of all. That's true. I see the question of Kesera. Just started receiving codes for 1 month now, but still don't know how to translate it. That's, I think, answered already, because you have to be patient. And your higher self will give you the information if it's the right time. Probably this will be practicing time, something like that. And your higher self is just finding ways and to opening the channels and the way to receive and let information go there. And now you just have to be patient. And sometimes I don't even know what it is. It's not translated in any ways, and I don't even need to know it. If I need to know it, I can clear feel it or clear understand it. But mostly I don't know it. It's like just people like you, like Nicola, who can translate a lot of things.
Yeah, it's just a case of it's just trusting the process. It's like if you went to kindergarten learning ABCs, you wouldn't expect yourself to go and write a book. So you have to go through the journey of the experience of uncovering it all. I mean, there are sort of like guidances. There is a light language self-healing course on Star Seed You that I've got on there, that you can have a little tap into that, and just sort of helps you open up to, or sort of a beginner's course on opening up to light language. So you might want to check that out. There's also so trust the process, that you will start translating it later. Okay, because I didn't in the beginning, but obviously it sort of is a process. Again, isn't it? So sometimes when I do light language, afterwards my head, neck and shoulders hurt. Could that be a blockage, or is part of the integration? I'm
depending how she's doing it.
Honestly, as I read that, and I'm tapping into your energy, Krista, I'm guessing that you need to surrender to the physical body during the process. So if I sat there and was just sort of bringing it forward, if any blocks need to come out as a result of the codes coming out, and I keep my physical body still, but my physical body wants to start to move, then I'm going to feel aches and pains. So releasing, so that's so it's the twitch and the things like this. It's the physical body releasing it as a result of having those codes coming in.
So probably re-listening to this recording will help, because I gave some codes which help the mental system to stop you blocking that, because probably there's a mental item in your programming which is bringing this little blockages in.
There's on YouTube, actually, I did share me doing some body movement, and a lot of people actually bring their codes through with body movements. So it's not only sort of the spoken or sung or written, it's body movements, it's in the energy field, it's through artwork, it's through crafting. The codes can come through in so many different formats. It doesn't
normally speaking.
Yeah, and as we speak, it's the intention.
A lot of things we are saying are embedded with codes.
Yes.
So even in sessions, I know that if I start talking normal, and then about a topic, I know there are codes coming in, because I have to speak about a specific topic apart from the frequency. So there's many things happening at the same time.
Yeah, so Krista said, it makes sense. So that's great. I'm glad that we could assist you on that, Krista. But it is about moving the physical body, really trusting, surrendering to the physical body, and allow it to move. organically, intuitively, which will help the process.
And what also can help is that we often shake things off. You know, and you're asking it even when you're giving codes, so just maybe shake it off. So maybe we have to do that a bit more so that the body is getting used to the movements. Codes are masses, like encyclopedias of information getting through your system. So sometimes the system needs to be a little bit shaken up.
Shaken off. Just shake it on through. In the cry therapy, I talk about that as well, is that, you know, when you actually work through the emotions, it's to actually shake the energy, so the energy moving through the physical body and allowing that energy, the blocks, to move through and push it out of your energy field. So it is about the physical body surrendering that will actually help the process of clearing your energy. It's all these things that we're starting to really sort of start to understand a little bit more, isn't there?
I used it shaking off also after your codes, the January codes. I needed to shake it off because they were really powerful, and I was like, okay, I need to shake this off because otherwise it sticks in my system.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what happens when people have emotional seizures, is that what happens, and I sort of talk about that in cry therapy actually, is that what happens is that we store all of these emotions in our physical and energetic field. And we're not talking about epilepsy here, but emotional seizures are as a result of storing your energy. So what literally happens is that the mind switches off, the body takes over, and you physically shake the physical body in a seizure. And so it is an energetic release in that way, but it is sort of you're basically taken offline and resetted, because you've got to get rid of all of that energy that's running through your body. So if anybody that is actually having seizures as a result of emotional blocks, then use that sort of that process to help you. And it also cuts down on different diseases. It keeps because if you look at sort of diabetes or anything sort of hip, anything in the hips, everything, if we allow the energy to move through the energetic field, the emotional states that we hold on to, we let it all go, we shake it through the body, and then you're clear until that next little bit of cycle comes around, and then you deal with it and you deal with it again and you deal with it again, and then you just work through the whole process. So it's once you have that understanding, it's very simple, but it's get to that place where you've integrated and understand it. It's simple when you know how, but it's the journey to remember how. So yeah, Anne-Marie's actually done the shakes and stuff like that. Yeah, and also to diffuse it, Paula. Yeah, so it's just sort of shaking off the energy. Yeah. So we're coming to the end of the live stream. We just wanted to sort of finish off, really, to sort of say that our announcement, Robert, that we have.
Yeah, first we have a love donation link somewhere in the around the recording. They're always welcome, and we planned this year to set up our combined healing sessions with Nicola and myself together. Where are you? There are you. So what we plan is to do a private healing sessions for people for 1 hour, and with the two of us, so that we can, what you saw today is that we combine energies and frequencies and codes, so we can do that on any topic you like. It will be on Starseed U. And we have a January price. And it's dollars because it's on Starseed U, and it's $222 for 1 hour. But you can buy it in January for the special price, and use it later on if you want to be clever in buying. But so the price will change a little bit upwards after January.
Yeah. So we're going to put that on, aren't we? So you'll have a double healing that we would arrange on a Zoom call, and then sort of do sort of go in and do a good old clear. So we work really well together, and we've sort of done we've had some practices on that with people, and we really want to sort of offer that forward. Not actually got that on Starseed U at the moment, but I will work on that tomorrow and bring that bring that online for you to sort of book through Starseed U. And then that would be very individual. So what we're dealing with here is the codes that we're bringing through our collective. But if you're finding that there's something that's stopping you on that journey, then just sort of be aware that we're here to assist you if you find that you are drawn to it. So that's there for you.
Any doubts on what topics, you can always ask us on via Facebook or whatever. So I think any topic is treatable, but it's my opinion. Maybe I want the opinion of Nicola as well.
Yeah.
But so it's mental, physical, and even energetical issues. And we're going to start in the future with even rejuvenation. So it all comes.
Yeah, we're learning as we're going, aren't we? We're getting lots of downloads about the physical body, and it's something that my guys are working with me, and that they sort of downloaded on the physical body in the quantum field on Starseed U, is that it goes into the second part goes into regeneration and the healing of the physical body. So it is actual. It is absolutely available, but we are not at that level of consciousness for it to be in yet. Yeah. So I'm actually working with a guy actually that's connected with me that's just found out he's got cancer. And so I'm going to be doing some work with him and sort of intensive healing with him to work with all the other sort of little bits and pieces that he's doing to come in with some codes for him. So it'll be interesting to sort of see how we navigate that and how my guys are going to sort of go through that process. So it's about pushing boundaries, being open to everything, because if we say no, it's not possible, then it won't be possible. But if you're open to everything, then we can then be open to that information of levels of consciousness that will enable us to do it. So that's a message what I'd like to leave with everybody, is that nobody's anybody better than anyone else. The information is out there that we have been through. If you want to access any of that information, then absolutely, tap into that. But also I think we're doing next Friday. If you've got any questions for next Friday, let us know, and then we can then sort of come in and sort of assist and help in the process. But we're coming from heart, so we want to help you through clearing your energy to enable you to then start tapping into higher levels. Yeah Cool. Anne-Marie actually just said that keep singing, Robert.
I will do more and more. It's not me who is doing it. That's a funny thing. It's like Nicola is doing with her hands sometimes. It's like, I'm not doing this.
You're channeling it through. Yeah. Just connecting. That's really cool. Right. Okay. So hope everybody's well, and hope you've enjoyed this live stream today. And I've certainly enjoyed it.
It was nice, yeah.
Thank you so much for all those codes, Robert. They were amazing. I invite everybody just to go back and just check in with those codes, check in with Starseed U, connect with us if you're really sort of drawn to us having some one-to-one times as well. And have another little look on replay, Denise. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. Thanks ever so much, everybody. Enjoy your evening.